Well, many Americans are struggling with delays and cancellations at the airport, so we see the private air travel industry actually booming. SetJet is a membership-based private jet company. It allows members to fly private for the price of a first-class ticket. Joining me right now is SetJet CEO Tom Smith. Tom, great to see you. Thanks very much for being here this morning.
Good to talk to you, Maria. Thank you for having me.
And you're coming to us from a private jet, which I love. First, give us a sense of business today. What kind of growth are you seeing, and how are you handling a price of a first-class ticket for somebody who wants to fly privately? How are you doing that?
Well, we looked at this problem, where people don't have millions to buy jets or, tens of thousands to charter. So we wanted to provide a luxury experience through our membership-based company. So we're selling basically a seat at the equivalent of about $750 per seat one way, let's say, for an hour flight. And it's really a high-end experience that it's giving you back that commodity of time. People don't like to waste time. They don't like to be unpleasant in wasting or in traveling, and so SetJet provides the opportunity to be treated in a luxury environment and save time. You travel very quickly. We have terminals based at the major airports and some of the popular travel routes between Las Vegas and Phoenix and Los Angeles, San Diego, Cabo, San Lucas. And it's really being affordable travel, but get a really luxury high-end experience that people are looking for.
So just to be clear, you're selling it by a seat. Does that mean different people are on the private jet going to the same location?
Yes, we can get instead of 30 or 40 passengers, we put between 13 and 16. So there's kind of 3 sections to the cabin. You see kind of 2 sections behind me, and people are really spread out in there, so they can either travel together in a group, or even if you're by yourself, you're a great distance away from everyone, and it's a true luxury private experience. So it is a group of people that can travel together if they choose, or they can sit by themselves in different areas of the aircraft, depending on the availability. And it's worked out really well. We started our first flight in December of 2019, and so far we've 2.5 years executed over 4,300 flights, and the members are really giving us a positive response. We have 9 quarters of growth, quarter over quarter, increasing membership to over 5,300 members. So we are seeing people want this experience, and especially in a large cabin aircraft.
Yeah, I love the idea, and I want you to tell us what these last couple of years has meant for the private jet industry, because there's so many issues with regard to travel, from COVID to crime to just cancellations and upset. How has your business and this industry in general changed over these last couple of years of COVID?
Well, certainly when that first happened, it slowed down travel for everyone. But then as people started figuring out how they wanted to travel, they started looking at private jet travel, because the commercial experience just became worse and worse with, as you mentioned, all the delays. And literally the last few months, all you see are thousands and tens of thousands of cancellations. And again, people don't want to waste their time or lose time, but they still need to get to their destinations. So they're looking for private travel. So private jet travel is really seeing a boom increase. I know some of the opportunities that we've been talking with have seen 50% increases in large cabin volume, and record after record is being broken. And again, we're no exception. That during a pandemic, we were seeing continued quarter over quarter growth for the last 2.5 years. So people are seeking out this way of travel. A lot of people are on private jets now that may not have been before, and especially when we're bringing that price down to $750 per seat instead of $15,000 or $20,000 having to buy the entire aircraft, really provides affordability. Yeah. And we're really raising awareness now within our travel group and looking for expansion further throughout the U.S. and even some international routes.
That's terrific. Yeah, I know that with these prices that you're talking about, suddenly private jet travel has become accessible for more and more people. What are your bookings looking like for the summertime and for the rest of the year, Tom?
Well, certainly over the holiday, July 4th holiday was a record for us in terms of the number of people traveling. And we're seeing more and more increases in people, looking to get out and travel and go to these destinations. Certainly Cabo, San Lucas, we thought that was going to be seasonal, but it turns out that people want to go there constantly year round. It turns out that's one of our most popular routes. Las Vegas has come back. Las Vegas 2 years ago was really decimated by no one wanting to travel, and now we're seeing lots of interested people going to Las Vegas. And then business travel and between Southern California, Arizona, and the Bay Area has really increased again. So the demand is coming back, especially on the private travel side, where people are looking for that luxury experience, saving them time and getting them to their destination, giving them that time back to be productive throughout the day.
So are there specific destinations that SetJet goes to? What are the most frequent flights?
Yeah, Orange County and Los Angeles area is one of our most frequent. I mentioned Los Angeles. We're based in Scottsdale, Arizona. Our largest membership here, that's where we started. And we've really been primarily word of mouth. So even throughout our growth, we've been able to do a lot of organic growth. And then bringing in Cabo San Lucas down in Mexico, we serve that both from Arizona and California. So it is an experience where the members are really telling us where they want to go and when they want to travel. And those are really the popular destinations. In San Diego, especially over July 4th, people wanted to get out by the ocean from the heat here in Arizona.
Well, let me bring in Mark Tepper. Mark, we're talking all morning about a contracting economy and an impending recession potentially. We're looking for growth. There you go. Here's growth. Private jet industry, Mark.
A lot of growth, yeah. Tom, you're in a fantastic industry, given that there's just absolutely so much demand right now. I think for your competitors who are in a different niche than you, you've carved out one heck of a niche within the private jet space. But, jet card programs seem to be oversubscribed. I mean, you can't even find those anymore. That's kind of pushing people who are interested in private jets all the way up to fractionals, and Tom, as you mentioned, you got to outlay, millions of dollars to get involved in one of those programs. So I find it very interesting, kind of that niche that you've carved out. But my one question for you is, I was just looking through your aircraft. They do seem to be larger private jets. Do you think at some point you folks will kind of shift gears and maybe pick up a light jet or a very light jet, like a Phenom 300 or maybe a Citation M2? Or does that just not fit the business model for the niche that you guys are in?
Yeah, and you can't even find those airplanes right now. The industry's gone so crazy. But right now, the large cabin aircraft is really what does fit for us, because there's a lot of people that even with that jet travel and those smaller airplanes are not comfortable, so they really appreciate the larger cabin environment. And so right now, the model fits for what we're looking for and this per seat basis.
All right. We will leave it there. Tom, congrats. Good stuff. We'll keep watching your business, your company, and certainly your industry. Good to see you this morning. Tom Smith joining us this morning from SetJet. Check it out.